Alright, so we got the spoilers for 382, and this chapter is just as exciting as the previous chapter. And let me just go over that real quickly before we go into this. So we saw Tokoyami and Dark Shadow essentially coming to their full potential against All for One, where the chapter ended with them just completely leveling him with an abyssal black body, Light of Balder, in an amazing panel. Like, this is probably the biggest strike All for One has taken since his fight with All Might. But that brings us to this chapter that begins with Hawks and All for One realizing that the current situation hasn't got as good for the villains slash bad for the heroes as it could get, because Toga still hasn't used her full power. That's when she starts making clones of Shigaraki, Dabi, and All for One. Alright, so we speculated about this before when we saw that Toga was showing up to Gunga using Twice's quirk, because that was always like the big thing that we wanted, right? Was Twice to use his busted quirk on other busted characters, because it was also teased to us. And it's actually not going to play out the way that we thought. We see that Shigaraki's clone tries to use decay, but nothing happens. Cut to the girls, and Tsuyu says that she has a hypothesis. If Toga transformed into the other league members at the start and made clones of them, things would be over already. There must be a condition. This condition has to do with what she told Ochako in the last war, about using the quirks of people she loves. Clones created by Toga must still follow that rule, and she doesn't love the league members enough. Twice could make his clones use their quirks, but Toga can't. Ochako starts to wonder how Toga must be feeling about this, and we see that she really is unwell. She says she does love Toya and Tomura, but she can't use their powers. She already knew because she had tested it beforehand, but she thought things could have changed. She starts crying, saying that Jin would have been able to do it, and wondering why she can't fully become him. What follows is a black double spread, with only speech bubbles saying, "Exterminate all the heroes." The line the Twice clones have been repeating. And then comes another double spread, this time of Ochako fighting the Twice clones. She thinks to herself, "I always love seeing people happy. That's why I can't ignore your tears." She then looks at the original Toga, who's crying while transformed into Twice. So yeah, it turns out that even if she can duplicate these powerhouses, she can't use their quirks. Because, you know, like I said, it would just be over at that point. If you had multiple All for Ones and Shigarakis, then there's not really anybody that can compete with that, like not even Izuku. And I like this reasoning, because it does make sense. I mean, we're already getting into deep cut quirk territory anyway with her even doing this. Because first of all, her quirk is simply just becoming another person. Like, that's the base of it. And then if she loves them enough, then she can use their quirk. So now we're branching off and stretching this quirk even more. And on top of that, she's using Twice's quirk and then using the advanced applications of his ability. You know, the Sad Man's Parade, and then duplicating others and then using their quirks on top of that. On top of her originally ingesting just a little bit of Twice's blood. So even aside from her just quote unquote not loving the league members enough, I think just the minutia of everything going into this would, at least on paper, prevent her from just going all out with this. But first, let's talk about the sponsor of this video, iRestore. The iRestore professional laser hair growth system is designed with an industry-leading 282 lasers and LEDs to help treat men and women with alopecia, receding hairline, patterned baldness, and thinning hair by stimulating hair follicles to promote healthy hair growth and prevent hair loss. While I currently mostly have a full head of hair, it could definitely be thicker. So that being said, I could also stop possible shedding. I've also been taking the gummies along with the anti-hair loss serum. I haven't been using long enough to see any noticeable results yet, but considering the results that I've seen, I'm really confident for the future using iRestore. I mean, look at these results from just 1 month and then 3 months. So imagine what it could do for you. I also like the convenience of the iRestore. I just have to put it on for 25 minutes every other day. So if I'm doing work on my computer or watching TV or something, I can just have the iRestore on at the same time. But if I need to get up and move around or do some chores or something, this really cool portable battery pack makes that possible. I really like this thing. So guys, check out the amazing sale currently running on iRestore's website now. This is a great time to save on an investment for your hair. I love that they offer a 12-month money-back guarantee. I'm not sure how long the sale lasts, so check check out the link below to learn more about the laser device. And for a limited time, you can get an exclusive $400 off a pro device with my code Zhoniin. Thanks, guys. Cut back to Tokoyami, and he's still attacking All For One. Hawks tells him to hold on as long as he can until All For One's body is gone. Jiro tells the heroes to attack Dark Shadow to make it stronger. Kami creates an Aurora night sky, and Inasa gives support with his wind. So this is going back to the previous chapter. They're still fighting All For One. Obviously, that massive attack wasn't going to take him out. You're going to need a lot more than that. And Hawks saying, hold off until All For One's body is gone is, of course, because he is currently rewinding, using like a black market version of Ares' quirk. And this has been going on for a while, the last couple chapters, but we just haven't seen him like regressing or disintegrating or anything. But that's going to change in this chapter because a big explosion comes from where he was. Dark Shadow is sent back, and All For One says that these strong types are the most annoying to deal with. This is when we see that he looks much younger now, almost like a teenager, but still menacing. So yeah, this is really cool actually. And it's also very fitting because now he is finally the same age as his opponents. Like, he's been at war with these teenagers for most of the series, and now he's finally one of them. I hope this version of All For One sticks around for a little bit because I really would like to see his dynamic with the other UA students at this point. Now, as for how powerful he is here, I don't know if this has made him stronger. I would have assumed that the form that we've seen him in before this was like his quote-unquote prime, especially since he was able to use that big Dragon Ball Z attack in the previous chapter. But, I guess we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if he somehow gets stronger from this too, just because Horikoshi needs him to be that strong. He attacks the heroes with some sort of black tendrils and starts flying away. Some heroes like Inasa try to go after him, but the worst has yet to come. All For One smiles as he sees Gigantomachia on the horizon coming towards him. All For One gives an order for him to destroy the remaining heroes, but then Hawk says, "The situation is actually better than it seems, right, Suguchi?" At this moment, Machia throws an entire mountain at All For One. The last page shows Kirishima all wounded on top of Machia's head, shouting, "We're here too, Tokoyami. We won't let him get to Midoriya." And next to him is Shinso using his Persona Quartz. End of chapter. Wow, so that was a massive turn. Using Machia against the villains here, amazing twist. Kirishima and Ashido's team were like guarding where Machia was being contained in like that bunker thing. So that means that off panel, they successfully defeated all of the villains that were going after Machia, and they were able to make him subservient to them. So it's possible that in the next chapter, we get a flashback of them taking him down, or however it went, because it's kind of integral to their character arcs. And as for how they're making Machia subservient here, it's not said in the spoilers, but they were able to play the voice recording of All For One that Aoyama had, like back from the beginning of this arc. And then Shinso, using his Persona Quartz, was able to copy it, and then he gave the orders to Machia, along with his own quirk, which controls him. But yeah, that's it for the spoilers, guys. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments, and if you like the video, please give it a like, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.